All right, guys, I get asked all the time, how flat are your tops? Well, you know what? They all vary. So we don't mill our tops to a certain spec or flatness. They are all ASTM, within ASTM guidelines. So basically what that means is there could be a variance in the top. We're not telling you that it's perfectly flat, nor you know, do we buy a top expecting it to be perfectly flat. They're all laser cut, and obviously we're not going to put a really bad top on a table and ship it out to you, because we don't, you know, that's not up to our quality standards. So we have a standard that we have at the shop. If it doesn't meet our requirements, then we would reject it and send it back to the supplier. But there could be some imperfections. It's just A36 mild steel, so they're, you know, it's hot rolled steel, and sometimes maybe from the factory where the steel supplier, where they laser cut the top, where the pierce point is, you can see there's a little bit of a gouge right there on that top. We can knock that off with an angle grinder and you'd probably never see it. But that's one thing that we don't do. And the reason why we don't do that is because a lot of guys are trying to build off of these tops and they want a straight edge. So if I would take an angle grinder and I would grind this edge off, it would be smooth and I wouldn't have to worry about cutting my hand or anything like that, which they're not really that sharp, but you do have to pay attention and be careful. But if I grind that edge down, now I don't have a true edge. So that's the advantage of us just leaving it that way. If you want to take a flap disc and a grinder and round that edge off when you get it, you know, you sure can. That's completely up to you. But like I said, the tops are as flat as they possibly can be without being milled, essentially. And we offer them in a variety of different thicknesses. It tends, the thicker the plate, usually the flatter that it is, with heat and distortion and everything else during the welding process. If it warps it a little bit or cups it on the ends, the thinner tops are more susceptible to that. The thicker tops obviously are not.